Greg Jelas. How you going, mate?
Willy,
I got no idea. I got no idea what episode we're up to. Might be about 13, 12 or 13, but hey.
13, I think it is, yeah.
13.
Yeah.
Rolling straight into it. And just, is there anything you want to add or start us off with?
We were talking about a subject that we talked today about at BNI, which was about coaching. You know, how the misconception, a lot of people look at coaching, especially mindset, they look at it and think there's something wrong with them, and the whole time it's got nothing to do with anything wrong with them. It's got to do with all the potential that's sitting inside them that they're not even realising that's there. So that's what a coach is there for. And I think you're the same, Willy, with your coaching.
Yep.
You got the same thing, right?
Yeah, we spoke about that. That was at our business networking group this morning. And obviously, Greg and I were both coaches, different types of coaches. I'm in the physical world, we can say, and you're more in the mindset and how we can think into results and all these things here. But it is incredible, the misconception about coaches. And you just said for your mindset work, people think, if I'm going to see a mindset coach, and we spoke about this in previous episodes, where there must be something wrong with me, where it's not that, and it's retraining the brain, we can say, for you. How did we, like you were saying, instead of being a mindset coach, maybe there's other ways of wording it for you as a coach, so that people don't think that something's wrong with them to even come and visit you. Speak about that for me.
More results, you know, helping with results and not using the mindset, for instance. Funny thing, it's just a change of wording, but it means a lot different to a lot of different people. But the thing is with coaching, what is it? You know, coaching's got so many different things. In the old days, in my old days, before I was become aware of coaching, to me it was okay. Like rugby, I got it. In a team sport, you got it. Most probably in sport, I mentioned it a few weeks ago at a meeting that you know, the Olympic game, the Commonwealth Games were on, and everybody has a coach when they go to the Commonwealth game. In fact, it just wouldn't be normal not to go to the games without having some sort of a coach. And yet in life and business or whatever we're doing there, everybody thinks it's weird maybe to have a coach. And the idea of a coach these days is more accepted in a lot of ways because people just need a lift up, a help. It's a support. It's just a matter of, like I says there earlier, bringing out the best of what's already in you. We talk about that paradigm all the time, and it's because we run these natural belief systems that are running in habits and beliefs that we've got, and we're not even aware that we're doing a lot of things. And always somebody else outside, if you're with friends, they can see it, you can't. But that's where coaching comes in. That's where coaching, somebody there is to just watch you and see those habits that are appearing, and they're actually sabotaging and holding you back, and you're not even aware of it. Until you've made a point. Now, you would be the same, Willy. You know, obviously, you know, people don't know what they can do, can't do. We were talking a minute ago about injuries. So how do you look after? How do you train with those injuries? An interesting one, which I talked to a guy the other day, was about heart. Now, when you have a heart conditioning, it's really about how you handle that. It's not about, a lot of people think, you've got a heart condition, that's it, don't go near physical stuff. You know, you've got a problem, you know, you could end up having a heart attack. And that's actually the furthest thing from the point, to be honest.
Try doing nothing and see where that takes you.
Absolutely. You know, some people like make the excuse and say, well, you know, I know somebody who's trained all their lives and they ended up having a heart attack.
Or a stroke.
But there's a lot of people that don't. There's a lot of people that actually needed to do something that would have actually helped them from having those sort of things. So these are all different things. What coaching is somebody just keeping an eye on you, watching you, and helping you through your best abilities of what you've already got.
And to keep you on track and even accountable sometimes.
Accountable is big. Accountable is absolutely big.
So we all fall into our old systems and habits and ways, and having that accountability and that someone there, just to sort of, it can just be, even if you might know what to do, Sometimes it's about having that accountability, like we just said there, and that will just give us enough to, right, I'm going to get up and move today, or I'm going to, have the healthy mindset.
Yeah. Well, like I talked about it going back in a couple of sessions ago about a reason. One of my things is that I never really liked being coached personally. I didn't like being told what to do. And why did that happen? The logic of that is when I was young, I was told what to do a lot. I was, commanded to do a lot from, my father and parents, and they were all hardcore back in the day. So when I got away from home, I didn't want that. I didn't want people telling me what to do all the time.
Yeah.
And a lot of people get into business on their own because they don't want to get into a job where they're told what to do all the time. And coaching is also can be that. And if you get the wrong type of coach, that can also be tough because that person is going to be hard on you. But that's not all coaches.
No. And I do think on coaches as well, for myself being a coach, even coaches need to be coached. So when I'm doing my physical training for myself, even a coach, it's nice to be coached by someone else. I can turn up. I don't have to think about the workout. I don't have to think about this. It's just coming in to be coached, to be, even you can't see exactly what you're doing, even though you know and you can tell and you can see it in others. But when you're doing a movement, it's also nice to be corrected, coached, and, Willy, that's a bit lazy through your core, or chest is diving into as you're squatting, keep that chest up. Oh, yeah, I see a little bit of lack of mobility there. So these kind of things here, and it's a bit of a rude, what would they know? Oh, I'm a coach, but to be coached as a coach, it's such an awesome feeling. And I'm the same. I need accountability. Hence why I've been coming to you, Greg, for a few years now, on and off. And that's those things. It's about having someone in your corner, having that accountability. And by having accountability comes from having a place to go, or I know that I have to be here with Greg. I don't have to, I choose to be here, I should say. That's another thing as well, is that people will, I have to go to the gym, or I have to do this. At the end of the day, it's a choice. We get to make these choices. And like you just said before about the heart person or someone with a heart condition, I don't know if you should train or do anything. It's just about keeping moving and healthy and mobile. And I think that, as I said before, what's the result if you do nothing? What's the result if you just sit at home and, I'm not going to get my heart rate up a little bit here, I've just got to be very careful. We fall into this, into the world of medicine, and not saying, I'm sure there's moments at time that we all need to take something or do something, but it's amazing how much we can fall into traps, and we're looking for a quick fix, or we're looking for a pill, where just small healthy deposits over time create good habits and better healthy bodies and minds.
Yeah, no, it's like I say, the coaching thing, it's easy. A big thing too is when we're by ourselves, it's actually, there's a lot of problems happen then, because we do a lot of self-talk. Like I've said before, we never stop. While we're, even us, if you're watching now and us sitting here, when I'm the one talking, but at the same time, everybody else that's listening is chatting away flat out to themselves. So what happens when you're by yourself and you haven't got coaching, or you haven't got people around you, or community, or that type of thing? That self-talk can actually really cause a problem.
Yeah.
Especially if it's negative, it's not healthy. You will talk yourself. Going to the gym, man, oh man, how many people let the self-talk talk them away from that type of stuff and that. So that's why it's good to have somebody that says, hey, how's it going? Are you up to it? Let's meet on Saturday. Let's meet on Tuesday. Let's be here every week. And let's just go through the run, and it keeps you accountable, and it keeps you actually keeps you functioning, keeps you moving, keeps you thinking. And we've talked about it before about mobility. That idea of actually, when the nervous system gets up, gets moving, gets going, it gets the mind starts thinking in a different direction. All those things are so important, but how do you do that if you haven't got somebody to help you with coaching? And that's what it's all. That's what is really good about it. But the funny thing is what you're saying, Willy, about coaching. this is why I love coaching, because you're really coaching yourself while you're coaching. When I'm either talking to a client or helping somebody or talking to yourself or anybody, it doesn't matter what I'm talking about on this subject, especially around mindset, I'm always checking myself. I'm saying, yeah, okay, I'm advising that. Where am I doing this? Am I not doing it? Or what's going on there? So it's actually, that's why I enjoy it so much, because it's already, you're actually holding yourself accountable when you're talking to other people about what you're doing.
You're walking the talk, right?
Absolutely. Is there, you imagine a guy in your game, Willy, maybe he's 140 kilo and he's sitting in the chair and he's telling you what to do, and
eating McDonald's.
While he's eating McDonald's and got a Coke in his hand or something like that, it just doesn't rock, with the people around. You've got to be an example of what you're teaching out there. So, but getting the right type of coach is really important.
Yeah,
that's it's number one.
And that's where I wanted to jump in on talking around the physical coaches. I was talking to someone at our network group this morning, and there's different coaches for different folks and all that kind of thing. I'm not one of those military coaches and I'm going to kill you and get down and give me burpees. But there's people out there that love those coaches. They need that tough, hard coaching. Get down and do this and do it now. And, okay, yeah. And they love that. Where some will gravitate towards me, where it's more, I'm meeting them where they're at, I'm adapting, I'm going slowly, I'm easing. Is that comfortable? Okay, we'll find another way. We'll find another movement, we'll find another way so we can activate that same muscle group and give you the same stimulus. Where some need that caressing and care. Some just need a coach that's more, which I like to do a little bit as well, and that's adapting with it as well, is having fun and joking with them during the session, where some don't have time for a little chitty chatter. They just want, look, this is my hour, this is bang, this is go. Next exercise, what's the next one, Willy? What's the next one? And it's amazing how you have to adapt, but if coaches don't read that, or if they don't adapt, you're better off finding another coach.
Absolutely.
You've got to find the coach that works best for you.
Yeah.
We're all different, and we all know what we want, or what we actually like, or what is going to work with you and over time. If you've got a coach that's just like, oh man, I'm just getting smashed every session, physically I'm talking, and every session is just killing me and my body's not recovering and I'm sore and now I'm getting niggles and injuries, you should reevaluate there, or look at easing off or doing some other activities in between. It might be your yoga coach that you go and see. It might be your stretching coach. Or maybe you need to see your mindset coach, or what do we call you? A better results club guy. I don't know. Yeah, whatever that next step's going to look like. But so that we're not thinking that if you're seeing a mindset coach that you've got a problem with you, not at all. It's to empower you. It's to already bring out the best in you. And keep going, brother. Keep going.
There's it's interesting, as time, a lot of people, we don't realise that the past has a lot to do with how we are today. And in the past, if we look at finances, a lot of people, especially like in my generation, our grandparents and parents went through the Great Depression. So they were always money, there was a lot of scarcity going on and that. So you always lived in that environment of never enough, because, depression was rations. You couldn't just go down like these days. We go to Bunnings, we can get whatever you like. You got to think about back in their day, in the war days, you couldn't even get a bag of cement.
Yeah.
If you wanted to mix up and stand up a post in the yard or put up your clothesline, you couldn't just go down the road and buy a bag of cement. You were on rations. You were allowed one bag, I think, every month or something like that. And so you got to, what I'm getting at here is the environment of how they were brought up. And so they lived, that's where the paradigms come from. So now,
generational.
Look at your fitness, Willy, and the way that fitness was. Back then, there was a lot of military training. Training, there was no nonsense. In fact, when I was young, I missed out on the 3 months compulsory training. So every person comes through, every person that was turned at the age of 18 had to go through to compulsory training. So that did 3 months army.
Yeah.
3 months army is training in there is like some of those things you're just talking about there, Willie, where there's no tolerance. You just do it, and you, whether you liked it or not, you were dragged through it.
Yeah.
We're fortunate today, it doesn't have to be that anymore, you know, but there are a lot of people think that training is that way.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been taught through their parents or their grandparents and that, like, no, you've got to get in there, you've got to go hard, you've got to, and as we know, these days, things are way different. You know, Willie, you just like you says, if you want a hard training and you feel like that's the type of training you want, good, you can supply that. But if you want coaching through it with a little bit more sensitivity, you've got maybe some injuries, you've got some, you're not feeling, you haven't trained for a long time, and you've got to be sort of, you know, nurtured into it. Then you can supply those things, and that's the good of having those variations. Mindset's the same. You know, mindset, nobody talked about mindset. Motivation was nothing. You know, the 50s, a lot of Bob Proctor's information, he was born in 34. He never got into this information until he was 26, and to be honest, he says when he was early on working with Earl Nightingale and those type of guys that were into motivation, they were the first into this, any sort of personal development stuff. So mindset wasn't really, it was just expected, you just do it, you know, whether you like it or not, just do it, and if you can't, you were pulled to the side and really graded. So we are, with this society that we live in now, we have this wonderful thing of choice, which we've always had, but now we have the knowledge that goes with it that can help us through all these times. And so whether it's physical training, getting fit, losing loss of weight, or whatever it is, just, you know, feeling better, or if it's mindset, or whether it's you know, better results, or feeling healthier, or whatever that is. There's all ways of working with those different people now, you know, and mindset, you know, there's so many different variations of that. Some, like you says, like hard training, let's get it done, let's get it over with. Other people like a gradual, introduced into it in a nicer way, but then they slowly get better and stronger, and then after a while,
a bit of longevity out of that.
And then they get a nice achievement of some growth in the body, muscle or whatever. Mindset, same thing. You know, some people just need to understand it. You've already got what it takes in a lot of mindset. It's just being aware that it's there. And the difference is some people, they want to put the science to it. They want to put the complicate. They want to understand every single little piece to it. And there's different people like that. Like right for now,
I'm just thinking of clients that I've had in the physical training.
For me, I got guys like Joe Dispenza. They know, they show you science proof of what's going on, and it takes you to a realm of where the unknown is, for a lot of people, would just, it doesn't make sense. For it's not physically possible for what's happening, but yet he'll show you through science that is actually what's going on. For me, that is a lot of information to prove a point to move forward. I'm the type of guy that if I understand it, it makes sense, and you've got enough reasoning around it, and it'll get me from A to B, and it'll move me there fast, I'll go for that. And that's Bob Proctor, that's his teaching. That's what we have, that stick person we show you. That's just a practical idea. Now, some people don't like the practical. They want to make it complicated. Again, it's just different people.
Different
ways.
people and what works for them.
Coaching.
And their understandings and their brains as well, about how they function. Another one that I was thinking of was comfort. And we love comfort, and everyone loves comfort. I was comfortable at home just before coming here. I just finished my session with the college, and I was like, I'm running out of time. I wanted to do a little meditation, which takes me 15 minutes, which is like a little power nap, if anything. And I was like going to say to Greg Jelas, Greg, I don't know if I can come now. I'm going to run out of time. I've got a coaching in 20 minutes. I've got a coaching that I need to be back for. I was thinking of all the excuses because I wanted to get comfortable. I wanted to be at home. I wanted to have my little coffee first and just chillax and be in the sun. Nobody's at home. And then I was going to lie down on my sofa, put my headphones on, and get into my comfort zone, which is my meditation. I get to turn the brain off for a moment and just turn the world off, we say. Headphones on, world off. And that's all I wanted to do. But then I was like, you know what? I'm going to miss this opportunity to be here today, to grow some more, to chat some more, to help others more. And what did I say when I came in? No, Greg, I didn't want to come today. I wanted to rest, but you rest when you're dead. And without being that brutal, yes, we always do need to rest, but that comfort zone can be a killer for us, whether it's the physical world, whether we're comfortable in our life, and I've had a bit of uncomfort lately, but hey, there's a lot of growth that comes out of that. But what do I normally say? Get comfortable, getting uncomfortable. Thank you, CrossFit. That helped me learn that one. But it's true, there's no growth in the comfort zone. Would you agree?
Yeah, interesting. You've actually just pointed out a pretty good thing right there.
Oh no, he's going to get me, is he? Yeah. He's going to come back and eat me alive?
Yeah, because to be honest, Willie, what you just said was, and it was awesome, because it's not just mindset, and it's not just mindset coaching. This is exactly what happens with you in your coaching. Mm-hmm. What I heard there was, Willie, that there's a part of you that said, you know what, do I really need to go and visit Greg and hear any more information about what I could be actually getting better at? And this is what frightens a lot of people away from getting coached in mindset, right? Is because there's things sometimes they just don't want to really hear it. Although they need to hear it, and it is good for them. There's times I think, do I really need it? Do I need that? But that's the paradigm. That's the old belief system saying, no, don't go there, because you'll learn something and he'll teach you something and it'll make sense, and then I'll have to go ahead and work that way. And you're the same with the gym. People say, do I really need to go to the gym today? I've got to push that weight, and
I get some cancellations.
And they're thinking the same. But it's what you did was you took the action anyway. You didn't feel like it. That's important for people to know.
Can I just cut in there, because a friend of mine just recently, when I was going through my uncomfortable phase just recently, he's just said, read the book by Mel Robbins, The Let Them Theory. And I just started reading that, and there's a part in there, and she goes, if you've got a decision to make or anything like that, just use the rocket launch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And if you're sort of thinking there, you procrastinate and you think, oh, do I need to go there? Do I need to do this? Or, oh, I can't really be bothered getting out of bed. Just start the timer, go 5. And once, by the time you get to 1, damn, you're committed, you've got to go and you've got to get up. And I mean, you don't have to be that brutal, but it's a great little thing, a little trick. You start that timer, and it's hard to say no once that timer's going. It's hard to get to 1 and go, nah, I'm all right, I'm just going to stay here. It's like, I've committed to this, and I've committed to being here with you, Greg, for our little podcast moments. And it's like, right, I'm out. I wanted to go for comfort, and I'm getting up and I'm going. Yeah. And you always feel great after doing it. It's like people that will come for a workout.
So one of the big things with this is what we're talking about, because I just had a session with one of my clients prior coming, and we were talking about the same thing. And the thing is when we are playing around with all these little games we're just talking about here now, because that's what it is. We're all playing with these games. We have to play games to count, to get up. We have to do these things. But the thing is if you haven't got a big goal that you're really heading towards, if that's not important to you, and this is what happens when we get into these zones, we forget what our big goal is. And when we don't think about those big goals, and start realizing that's why you want to get fit, is because you want to be in that marathon at the end of the year, or half marathon, or whatever that may be, whatever that goal is. I want to achieve those goals. I want to have in the end of the financial year, I want my business to be at such a place. That's why I need to talk to a mindset coach that is going to keep me honest, keep me accountable to moving towards, and show me all my skills that I've got that I'm not aware of, that I use or I sometimes hide from, just like we were just talking about. Those things that we hide from that are going to cost me not getting my goal. So it's important that when we feel like this sometimes is, where is your goal? What is it that you would like to achieve? And the one that we were talking about was more, with my client, was more about, I brought it back to family. It was about his family, about isn't your goal your family, where that wasn't where he was thinking at the moment. And it's about, that is where it really is. That's why it's good having vision boards or things up, or the business, the little card that's carrying it all the time. So you may forget in these moments, and you look at your card and you think, hang on, that's what I'm here for. What's this feeling I've got myself stuck in right now? I need to go, because this is what I'm here. This is what I want to achieve.
Well, this accountability that we're just talking about before, I think even, like obviously I haven't, and you'll get me again on this, but it's been, 3 years I've come to you now, just on and off and really sporadic. Never engaged with you enough. I've never taken the risk, and I've never even created that big goal that we keep talking about. I've sort of played around with things, but never committed, because it's like you're scared. I don't know. Am I scared to achieve this goal? Is my self-belief not strong enough that I can't achieve that goal, that whatever that goal would be? It's quite a crazy one, and I know that we can go on forever on this one. We will round this up, because I do need to be at a coaching in 15 or 14 minutes now, which will give me about 5 to 10 minutes to get home. But there was just one thing you mentioned today from it was about the cloudy weather, and there's some days where it's not always bright and sunny. You do have those cloudy days, and it's quite funny, because while we had that clouds there today, when it came to my turn to speak, the sun just magically came out. And I was like, wow, I'm in the spotlight, guys. Here we go. The light's on me today.
So I've heard you say at BNI, where you go to BNI, one of the good reasons you love the sunlight.
Yeah.
Interesting that when you got up to speak, even though it was a cloudy morning, the sunlight came out. A little bit to think about. You are the creator of your reality.
Oh, what a way to... I'm going to finish on that right there, because that's a heck of a finish. And really good episode. We've come into this one. We came in, normally we have a bit of a plan and this and that, and we came in literally no plan today. But I was like, I don't want to miss this opportunity. We can pull in some things that we just spoke about today at our business networking group, at the beach, beautiful spot, at the surf club. But it was just like, man, there's some gold in this. We don't need to prepare a lot for this. We can just roll with it, because there's some good value in these points that we've just spoken about right here. But awesome, Greg. Thank you again. Love your mindset. Love this accountability. And yeah, I just really look forward to keep going. I've got one more session with you next week, and I don't know how we're going to do it when I'm away for 5 weeks in France. Maybe we can do some...
we could do a Zoom.
We can do a Zoom one. We'll work that out.
We'll see. You'll have new material while you're in France.
There we go.
Yeah.
And I'll be in the vineyards, and you'll be Red Beach, maybe.
Yeah. Okay, Willy.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
See you later.